Hey everybody, it's September 19th. September 19th. My name's Dan Boul, and this is my good friend Laura Whitmore. Hi Laura, thank you for coming. It's so nice to see you. So Laura works with us in a small capacity, but that's just really a small part of what she does. She's a really good songwriter, and she's also a columnist in a couple of magazines and on the internet. And I'm sure you've seen her in Guitar World a lot, right?
That's right, yeah.
And so Laura tends to focus on things that are really interesting, sort of like this whole rock and roll male world that we live in from a female perspective. And so she got an amp, she got a 65 amp, and she started a rock and roll band and writes a column about it, and she writes songs, and you were just telling me you moderated a songwriting panel in Nashville.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I've been sort of rethinking the way I make music and what I write about and
it's very nice.
All that fun stuff.
So should we talk about your company though, Mad Sun?
Sure, yeah. So Mad Sun Marketing is my company. I do marketing for 65
She
Amps,
handles
PR marketing.
If you like our image, it's because of Laura. So.
Not entirely, Dan. You did a pretty good job with that.
Wow, you're generous. She listens to me, and then
I just try to whip him into shape.
Yeah, I know. People with control issues hate me too. It's really, I'm a difficult person. I understand that.
Yeah, so I've been working with Dan here, and I also write the column for Guitar World as a separate thing, but then I also do event production and marketing for other music industry companies.
And you're here for like a movie premiere?
Yes, and I'm going to a movie premiere tonight, which is random but cool in my
like
book.
Old school Hollywood movie premiere.
Yeah, at the Chinese theater there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's one of those things you got to do. That's a bucket list kind of thing.
Yeah, I was like, I'll do that. Yes, I was very fortunate. I have this friend, a guitarist named Melina Moy, who is an awesome left-handed like blues and funk player.
Oh, cool.
Killer player. And she actually has some music on the soundtrack of this movie. And her boyfriend is the director. So
wow, she's sleeping with the director. Yeah,
she's totally plugged in, so she plugged me in.
That's a serious Hollywood like move right there, though.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna sleep with the director.
But she's a true talent, so I'm excited to go tonight and see that and hang with her.
Oh, excellent. Very nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. You got your bookmarked, Hayes. Oh, okay. Life lesson at 8. Okay.
I didn't do any of that stuff at 8.
Yeah?
I didn't know any cuss words back then.
Yes.
I grew up in Massachusetts. We were respectable.
Oh, yeah. I've been to Boston many times.
We cuss with a Boston accent.
Yeah. And you have your own cuss words there, too.
I guess.
Like pissa.
Pissa, yeah.
Like, what's a pissa? You know.
It's all a pissa.
Pissa. It's a pissa, a wicked pissa. Sorry, I got cable issues here. Yeah, no, you guys cuss beautifully there. I think it's like Revolutionary War cussing, like experienced cussing in Massachusetts.
I don't know. I left when I was a teenager, so I guess I just,
We have the less sophisticated, crude, or coarser cussing out here in the West. No,
Maybe.
nothing at all.
The more liberal cussing.
Yeah. All right, we'll stop talking about cussing. So hey, the amp today is it's our prototype, and we made some changes. You guys saw Lars and Peter here last week, and so we sat down with those guys and tweaked, and trust me, it doesn't sound good today on the broadcast, but we made some really great improvements on it, and no matter what I do, I'm overdriving the system. So if I lay into it, that distortion you're hearing is not from the amp. It's something wrong with a mic cable or a preamp, or we got the clean sound just silly, you know. I mean, really nice. Hopefully you can get an idea.
It sounds really good in real life.
Thank you.
Promise.
Eric Yar says, "Yeah, sure, you metalhead." Yeah, man, I know harmonic minor scale. It's all right. My parents didn't pay no attention to me. my metal song. Actually, we can do metal. It's pretty funny though, isn't it? It's like when I listen to that music, it reminds me I gotta spend more time with my kids. We don't need reverb on now, do we? It's not bad for 6L6s. I can't play metal to save my life. If you held a gun to my head, I couldn't do it. But, would I ever make a metal amp in the future? Yeah, I mean, I could. I mean, doing that much gain's not that hard. When you get up to a certain level of gain, it's...
Dan never says never.
Yeah, I mean, I would do it out of curiosity. That's just not where my heart is. But, you know, when you get to that much gain, 7 or 8 gain stages, it doesn't really matter what you do. It gets pretty forgiving at that point. What the hell is going on with this thing?
Technical difficulties.
Is it like my power saving settings or something? Metal Week, cheating with super gain. It's not cheating, it's just a different thing that I just don't know. What's the heaviest band I like? You know, I mean, I dig some big heavy bands. I don't buy their music.
Yeah.
I think in the 90s, I kind of liked Good Charlotte. Because they were so, like, youthful and fun. You know, that Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. I thought that was a hilarious song. They're just taking the piss out of wealthy people all the time. Taylor Swift, yeah.
Well, you know, I was at the Golden Gods Awards this year, and Marilyn Manson was pretty killer.
Oh, yeah. You
Even
know what?
though Johnny Depp was playing with him, which, you know, that's just celebrity.
I was going to say, in all fairness, like, I go to metal shows with friends, and I dig it. But it's just, I don't dislike it. I don't move. John Tesh, yeah. But I'm just of an age, like when I was a kid, heavy metal was Led Zeppelin. Yeah, Yanni. Y-A-W-N-I. Yeah, I mean, like even the early 80s, like Ozzy Osbourne stuff.
That was called metal back then, right?
I checked out at that point. You know, I like rock and roll, and I like big hard rock stuff, but... Yeah, Zeppelin's like considered middle of the road stuff now. Judas Priest was hard rock. You know, they were metal. I mean, they were metal guys. And they were kind of simple. I love Sabbath, yeah, absolutely. Did I come up with a name for the amp yet? No, Nordic death metal. Yeah. No, you know, I think I'm too happy for metal. I think that's the problem. Because there's always a lot of anger and angst that these guys want to get out in their music, and it's really cathartic for them and all that. And I get that.
Yeah.
But it's just not me.
You're right, it's not happy and metal together.
I'm a Beatles guy. You know, like it's getting better all the time. Anyway, that's just it. Saw Maiden last year in Newcastle, and they were effing amazing. Yeah, I'm sure they're great. I mean, I go to these shows, and yeah, these guys play their butts off. I mean, I respect it. I get it. But anyway, I'm a nerd. I apologize.
But did you see like the New Testament album was like in the top 10?
I don't even know what the New Testament album is.
Testament? It just released.
This is a band called Testament?
Yes, a metal band.
Okay.
Dan.
Yeah, sorry. I'm really the old man here too.
But they literally I think they hit the top 10 of it worldwide. You know?
Wow, that's cool.
It's pretty interesting that a metal.
I've never even heard of the band.
Well, that's Alex Skolnick. You know him?
No.
Guitarist. No.
Yeah, see, Laura's gonna come see. That's why she helps. That's why we hire her.
Well, you know,
keeps me from looking stupid.
writing for Guitar World, you are forced to know metal.
Yeah, I'm saying you're sort of in the belly of the beast over there. Yeah.
Land of metal, which is not a bad thing. It's just a thing.
His jazz band is awesome too.
Yes. He's Alex Skolnick has a jazz trio also. And actually a new world music project that he's just starting up that is incredible. He's unbelievably versatile. So
Alex Skolnick tours with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Well, that's a big gig.
Not anymore. He did. He did that. But
well, yeah, anybody that's accepted into that little orbit.
He told me all kinds of stories about that.
He was in the Blue Man Group too?
No, I don't think
No.
so. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
A different Alex Skolnick.
Hey, Miles is on here. Usually he's sitting out in the shop. Hi, Miles.
Hi, Miles.
How are you? Well, Miles, you heard us work through this amp and how good it sounded. You can probably jump in as well. That's a shame because we really got the clean sound just happening. Seriously happening. You don't really hear it. Unless these headphones are lying to me.
Maybe it's the headphones, babe. That'd be ironic.
You get the idea. So, okay, let's get the amp stuff out of the way, as we've already kind of burned up 15, 20 minutes here. What questions do you need to know? Distortomatic on this end? Yeah. I can play really soft.
You must have weird settings on your mic.
It must be. Dealers first, employee second, and I'm last as I'm not an employee. Miles, we'll get you an amp. I mean, I'm on the clean side, and I know in the headphones I can hear it. It sounds really dirty. Oh, these are good questions. All right, good. So, okay, what's the price range on the amp? This is going to be priced just like the Producer, which is at $36.95. And the biggest hurdle in keeping the price down on this amp is that this is also, high current, low voltage thing that we're doing. So the transformers are as big as your head, and they're really expensive, and that just kills us on the price. But you get this amazing performance out of them that you don't have to take my word for today. These tubes are running at much lower voltage than most amps do, and because of that, their current needs are increased dramatically. So instead of doing, instead of just starving the tubes like most guys do, we actually do raise the current as well. So what you get are amazing. Yeah, Miles is jumping in here. Actually, you know what, Miles? My power transformer on this costs twice as much as a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. And then the other question was, will this come with reverb? No, for two reasons. One of which is I can't make a better sounding reverb than you can buy in a pedal now for $199. No matter what I do with a tube and a spring, it'll never sound as good as this Blue Sky reverb that I have here, which I can make big fat spring reverb sounds. But the other thing is that a reverb circuit just completely adulterates your signal. I mean, there's no way around it. You can't build reverb into an amp without completely diluting and adulterating your sound. That's why, like Fender guys, even though they love the reverb, when you have a deluxe, the non-reverb channel sounds better than the reverb channel. The guitar sounds better. I'm not, obviously, if you like reverb, it doesn't sound better, but in a Super, the non-reverb channel sounds better. In a Showman, the non-reverb channel sounds better. But honestly, and pros don't use reverb. It just doesn't exist on stage. Maybe in a small club it does, but I'm not against reverb as a whole, but just that's not what we do. And honestly, if I could do it in a way that was cost effective, that was competitive with one of these pedals, I might. But it doesn't. If I to build the reverb the way I would want to build it, I'd have to raise the price $450 because of the labor and parts. So you need another transformer, you need a tube, you need a whole set of circuits. I need the spring, which spring pans now are more inconsistent than tubes. It's very hard to get consistent spring reverb. So It's a long answer. Yeah, Kid Gloves too. We designed a reverb unit. I have the prototype here, but it quickly became apparent I have to sell it for $1,000. And that's just silly. I mean, this pedal's $199 from Strymon, and there's 5 other reverb pedals that are great. And you're not married to this. I can get a new pedal next year. If I built it into the amp, you're stuck with it. Oh, there's nothing wrong with liking reverb. I get it. I'm just saying the delivery mechanism doesn't make sense to do it in an amp anymore. You know, back when Fender was making reverb, you couldn't buy a reverb pedal. So there you go. It's always good. But even if you're playing in pubs, as you say, Fonzarelli, I think the pedal's going to serve you better. But I'm not against it. Don't get me wrong. And people get really upset when I say I don't like reverb. Well, I tell you, it just comes from experience. You know, I started playing for a living in 1980. I never saw anyone use reverb. And if you turned it on stage, the sound man will yell at you. Turn that off. I'll put reverb on out here. You know, like, don't run a reverb pedal on stage. You get in trouble. Our monitor keeps going off here. I think it's some power saving thing. Yeah, 47% of all people just want reverb for free.
I was going to say don't want reverb.
Right.
It's those ones in the middle that you need to...
Well, you know, 47% of people just want reverb for free. The other 47% feel they need to go out and build their own reverb unit. It's the middle 5% that you have to talk to. Yeah, I can't even go into politics. It's so toxic. So mooey toxic.
My horoscope today literally said, do not talk about politics.
Yeah, it's a good move. Let's do a little Telecaster, and then we'll start talking about Laura Whitmore and everything she does to make the world a better place.
I try. I'm succeeding a little bit.
You do a good job. Actually, you do a good job. Can you talk about socialist reverb unit? Yeah.
Reverb for everyone. There's probably some online reverb unit you can just plug into.
Yeah.
Some app on your phone. Some free reverb app.
Wow. I can't believe the distortion I'm hearing is so bad. So I can hear it coming through the wall. It's not dirty. Let them eat solid state amps, yeah. So speaking of singing, Laura is going to sing you a song. Reverb for the masses. Yeah, man, that's what they do in Venezuela.
Dan's like, let's change the subject.
Oh, no, I love the reverb thing. The thing that's funny to me about Miles, on a side note, I just made $622 on a day trade a moment ago, so I can buy you lunch next week.
And a reverb unit.
and a reverb pedal for everybody. Reverb is the opiate of the masses. No, I mean, I play with reverb at home when I'm sitting in my living room.
I like singing through reverb.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, dry is...
I mean, when I sit in my living room playing, I have a little reverb pedal. It sounds fine. I get it. It's just in a band situation, it's not good. You know? One spring at a time. Is that just totally distorted there? They bring it up from the forest on the backs of a... I'm sorry, because it's not dirty. I don't know what's going on here. Ustream sucks. Yeah, we made one amp that had reverb in it. One. Do you know why we didn't make two?
Which amp was it?
We made a prototype. I made one for Vince Gill. Because he just demanded it. I'm like, okay. I got to charge you a lot of money for it. You'll love it. Don't get me wrong. It's a good reverb, but I got to charge you a lot of money for it. Because the way we do it's very expensive. And he liked it. He loved it. He uses it. When he uses our stuff when he plays on big stages.
He uses reverb on a big stage.
No, he uses our amps on big stages. Because he plays, when he's doing small stuff, he does these little Walter amps, which are Bassmans, I think.
It just seems weird that he'd want reverb, that's all.
Well, it's Vince Gill.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an exception to every rule. But, and then on medium-sized stages, he uses a pair of deluxes. And then on big stages, he uses our stuff. But a lot of the times, it's just him playing guitar, and it's a very subdued country band behind him. And it works, but he doesn't use that much. It's very light reverb. He just does it for a little sustain kind of thing. So anyway, this is the new amp.
I played through it earlier. It sounds good.
Yeah, it's fun. Is there anyone here that doesn't know about this new amp? Do I need to go over what it's about? We got a lot of people on today.
I think you should just give a little quick overview.
Yeah, I mean, look,
For
Laura.
new viewers.
Look what happens when we have a woman on the show.
Which Dan and I talked earlier about. I think I'm the first female.
You are the first.
On
You are the
Dan's
first.
show.
You're the first female guest. You know, and this monitor is very deceiving. Also, it doesn't look that dark on the thing. Yeah, you're actually in the light, and you look great.
I'm like, Dan's in the spotlight. Who the hell am I?
Oh yeah, Hawk Spirit. That's right. That was the name of the amp. We do a parallel reverb. And you know what? Okay, I'll change my mind. If you want to have reverb on the amp, it's $500 more. And we do good reverb. I do a parallel reverb. It's not the poo-poo kind that most people do. See, most reverb circuits, you build up this beautiful, beautiful signal, and then you squish it down to nothing through a resistor, run it through a spring, and then reamp it back up through one triode. So it's just the silliest, dumbest way to do reverb. Yeah, Laura does have better hair than I do. I hope. They call me Dan Jovi.
You've got pretty hair, Dan.
Well, thanks. You know, they saw the pictures. One of my old bandmates posted pictures of me in the 80s. It was in a newspaper somewhere, and it was on Facebook. And it's bad. I had a body wave permanent. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, it was like 1987, you know.
I just posted a picture on my Facebook probably about 20 years ago with Daryl Hall, and I
think I saw that.
Did you see that with the?
Yeah, you have some big hair.
The massive amounts of hair. Good hair is good.
An available upcharge makes sense. I'll do it. I mean, seriously, it's like $500. You'll be thrilled with the reverb, but I mean, do you want to pay $4,300 for a head? It's a lot of money when you can just go out and buy a Strymon pedal that will sound better. No, I played old Sundown amps before, but I don't know. I don't know enough about them to have an expert opinion. You know, it could be worth it, but honestly, I don't think it's a smart move. I mean, it's funny for a businessman to sit here and say, no, don't buy this from me. But I mean, I can make a really nice sounding tube reverb. But it just doesn't do anything compared to this. This has 3 different reverb settings and all sorts of poo-poo adjustments, and you can't do that with a tube and a spring. I used to not say that, you know, when spring always sounded really good, but it's hard to make. But now these just sound better, you know. All right, I'm going to stop playing guitar because great amps don't have reverb. There, said it. You're pretty much right, Tony. Hey, do you know Tony Conley?
No.
He writes a thing called
Hi,
Guitar World Daily or something like that. And you guys should know each other because you do similar things. He's a really nice, sharp guy who writes a lot of stuff on the internet. Velcro an old Alesis microverb to the bottom of the head cap and be done. Rock Guitar Daily. That's right. I'm sorry, Tony.
I'm like, I think if it was called Guitar World Daily, I'd know about it.
Yeah. I'm still frazzled from the rig not working. I don't even know where I live right now.
You live here, Dan.
Yeah, right here. Right here at this place.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, for a fee, I will put an old Alesis MIDI verb, microverb, into your head cabinet and wire it into the circuit. That'd be $500. So anyway, okay. So I feel we all feel good about the amplifier. Then it seems like, huh? I still need names for this thing. Somebody gave me some really funny names last week. One was 6L5 instead of 6L6 or 65.
65L.
Yeah, 6L5, which I thought was all right. Yeah, Laura's going to play guitar and sing you a song.
But I can't promise to be as kick-ass as Dan Boul with my guitar playing.
Oh yeah,
But
if I knew the song, I'd play.
Off of him.
Oh yeah, I can't sing at all. They know how bad I can sing. They've heard me sing in here before. Oh no, Miles is talking about his ex-wives. What time is it? It's 10-1. That's the first reference today. The tube complement. These are 6L6s, but I'm running them like we run the EL34s in the producer. So they're really high current, low voltage. So the tubes are really, really happy. It's just kind of an expensive way to run the tubes, but they just act way, way better. They also last infinitely longer. The tube wear is just nothing on them like this. Especially if you take our master voltage and, God damn this thing. You take our master voltage and turn it down even further. You don't have to really worry about replacing tubes all the time. And then the front end is really similar to the producer. It's just 12AX7s. There's 3 12AX7s in there. Ready by Thanksgiving. You know, actually, to tell a family secret, my grandmother was Dutch. No, that's a Mel Brooks line out of Blazing Saddles. The hell was I going to say? We're selling them now to artists. We've already sold 4 to artists who are going to start picking them up week after next. So you will be able to order these from your dealers starting October 1st.
The yet to be named.
The yet to be named amp. I know. So it was funny because, you know, I was up in San Francisco over the weekend and I ran into a couple of guys that watched the show. Well, I didn't run into them. We intentionally met. And they said, man, that's totally that Bay Area clean, big sound. You'd never know
Berkeley.
it. Yeah, the Berkeley. The Golden Gate, you know. The
Alcatraz.
Yes. Yeah, that's 2. 2 metal sounding. There was a couple. Yeah, there's the Hate.
The Mission. How about that?
Yeah, the Mission. Yeah, there was a bunch
Presidio.
of.
Ooh.
The what?
Presidio. The
Presidio. Yeah, because right now its nickname is El Pompadouro. You know, with the pompadour. So I'm up for ideas. The Criterion. Yeah. The Parapet. Yes. The name must be Norwegian Wood, coming from Lars Steinset in Norway. Yeah, sure, we can do that. Does that work? Is that right? The Romney. Nah, I don't think so.
The Romney?
Or the Obama. Yeah.
The sycophant.
Yes.
The populist.
The populist, that's right. The socialist. Now I'm trying to remember that song. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. The Gitmo. The Dirty Harry. Go ahead. You feeling lucky, punk?
Just the Harry.
Call it the Censored. Everybody want the Censored.
With a line through it.
Please leave. Oh, this isn't Laura's CD. This is Lars' CD from last week. Lars
I
Howden.
don't have a CD. I'm all online.
And what's your website? The Zodiac Killer. Oh, gosh.
My website, I have a Reverb Nation site.
Oh, okay.
/ Laura B for badass.
Laura B. Whitmore, because the other Laura Whitmore is just some dirty hoe in England.
No.
No, I mean, she's a really nice lady who...
She's an MTV VJ.
Really?
Yeah, if you Google Laura Whitmore, you will find a young, gorgeous MTV VJ in front of you. So go ahead, guys.
I know, I had to change my...
keep the B, man.
Yeah,
the B.
I had to change my name because everybody kept... There's apparently somebody else named Brad Pitt. So,
no.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's my mad-son.com for my...
Mad Sun Marketing, right.
Mad Sun Marketing.
Can you talk about the other companies that you work with, or is that sort of inappropriate on this show?
I don't think it's inappropriate at all.
Yeah, because Laura does a great job for a few different companies.
Well, the one I've been working with the most, and not competitive with you at all.
Oh, no, I have to say one thing here because there's something incredibly rich that just came on the chat window.
Okay.
This is coming from Miles Rose, okay? Miles Rose starts his sentence off like this. I rarely complain about anything. Oh, shit. I know funny. That's funny. Okay, go ahead.
Is he complaining?
Miles says, I rarely complain about anything. Oh, my God.
No, well, okay.
Yeah.
Let me get back to me, Dan.
Yeah, okay, now back to this. I'm sorry, I just had to do it. I just had to do it because it was too rich. You know, that was... Anyway, go ahead. I cut you off. I apologize.
No, I was just saying, well, the one thing that I did want to make sure I brought up was I just produced this incredible event called the Women's Music Summit.
Ah, see, that's what I really want to get into because the guitar's fun because you're getting women involved in rock and roll that maybe weren't before, but you're also bringing up the fact that a lot of women are involved in rock and roll, maybe want to be more involved in rock and roll and are not for whatever multitude of reasons. But you're putting a spotlight on a really nice, incredibly talented bunch of female artists.
Yeah, you know,
some of who are our customers.
That's
too.
right.
There's been a good overlap there.
Yeah, because Dan knows my column on GuitarWorld.com is it focuses on female players, and I think one of the very first players that I interviewed was Frankie White.
Frankie White, who's our customer in Toronto.
65 amps player, but I've been writing that column for about a year and a half now.
Didn't you interviewed her right before she was like warming up for Bon Jovi in Toronto, I think.
I think it was right after that.
Yeah.
We talked about it. Yeah.
And it's one of those things like, you know, Frankie rocks. She's so good and so much fun, and everyone in Toronto knows her really well. And I think that did her a lot of good.
Yeah.
Your article, a lot of people went, oh, hey, cool.
It's been super fun, and I do these articles, a series of articles called Exposed, 10 female players that you should know.
Yeah.
And so I just sort of go out there and find 10 female players, all different kinds, shredders, pickers, you know, songwriters.
Have you talked to Orianthi yet?
I haven't, but I
know her.
I know her management.
Oh, I know her. Actually, from the Michael Jackson tour.
That would be, actually, I'd really like to
I should try
interview her.
I mean, it's not like we're buddies, but I met her on when Michael Jackson's other guitar player was using, you know, we sold them a whole bunch of gear and then whatever happened, so the tour didn't go on, but I went there to rehearsals 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And talked to Ori, and she's a really nice kid.
Yeah.
I mean, she's really young. You don't realize that when you look at pictures of her. Now, she's grown up now. It's been a few years. But when I was talking to her, she was like 19 or something.
Right.
And she's like, oh, my God, I'm playing for Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
But really, really fantastic player. And she says hi on Facebook and stuff. Hey, you know, she watches the show once in a while.
She's great. So. And you know, women like her, they're known by other guitarists, but I sort of feel like, you know, any exposure to the general public is a good thing. And people have come back to me and said, hey, thanks for featuring me. I've gotten this gig and that gig. And
didn't you talk to, or are we still trying to hook you up with Susie Medley from Dead Sarah?
You know, actually someone else in Guitar World covered them right around South by Southwest.
Oh,
but I did go see them and talk to them, and
because
they were awesome.
They're really cool. You know, they're like from right here. I went to Fairfax High or something, and
you got to plug Dan in that article. 65 amps.
Oh yeah. They always do. They're really good.
But I mean, the best thing that I found was that it's brought more women to the site, Guitar World, but it also, like, the articles are really well read by men. Like they love hearing about anybody. That's
well,
good,
I think I'm in the majority of men that play rock and roll or sort of rock and roll nerds that like we're keenly aware that the way we act when we do this stuff sort of excludes women or freaks women out. Like, God, you act like pigs. or it's just not, you know, like you get 5 guys in a room, we tell dirty jokes and cuss and smoke things and drink and do all these sort of things that we don't normally do in mixed company because it's such a male-dominated culture.
But I think that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do something like the summit, because we just brought a whole bunch of women like up to this resort in the Catskills. There were no men around.
So explain the summit to everybody.
So the summit
was,
it just happened at the end of August. It was a 3-day event at a place called Full Moon Resort, which actually has, all through the summer, they do music like retreats.
Yeah.
So like Dweezil Zappa does his there, Paul Gilbert.
Except they have a lot of the songwriting things, right? Because I thought I knew some guys from Nashville that were going to these songwriting retreats at that place.
Maybe, but like Todd Rundgren does one. Like it's like a kind of a mixture of different stuff that they do.
Sure.
So we did it up there. I brought in Michelle Degacello came and she was awesome. I mean, she actually taught this workshop where she had this one artist named Kayla Bratcher got to get up with her song and like sort of instruct the band. I'm like, okay, you know the scenario, you've got to showcase in like 5 hours. Teach this band how to play your song.
That's right. You're the MD.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, and it was great. And then Michelle later, she like jammed with a bunch of different people.
She's such a ridiculously good player. And you know, unfortunately, I got exposed to her like everyone did when she played with John Cougar. You know, or John Mellencamp, whatever his name is. And
but she's just a great all-around musician.
Then you explore her a little further and you realize that she's a monstrous player.
And she's like, I've seen her everywhere. I was at South by Southwest walking down the street, and there was like, oh, Michelle Degacello's playing here.
Because I always thought it'd be fun to put together like the ultimate girl band. Yeah. It'd be her playing bass, you know, Cindy Blackman on drums, and then somebody like Ori playing guitar. Yeah. You know, just be ridiculous band. Yeah. Or Cindy Blackman now, Mrs. Santana.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so we had Michelle. I also brought out Melissa Oftemar, who.
What do I know?
She played with Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh yeah.
And she's got her own solo stuff going on, and she was just interesting and great. And
that's cool.
And then I had a guitar side. On the guitar side, we had Marnie Stern come out, who's sort of like a shredder tapper. She taught us tapping. She taught everybody how to tap, which was super fun.
Yeah.
And then I brought Melina Moy out, the woman that I'm going to see
tonight.
And she did a songwriting workshop with me and some guitar stuff, and also was up there jamming.
That's fun. Now, where is this place again?
It's in Big Indian, New York, which is in the Catskills.
Oh, so it's pretty.
So it's kind of out there.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
But that was part of the fun. Was you got there, you build a community really quickly because there's nothing else there. It was beautiful. I mean, the weather was unbelievable.
That's one of in my limited travels.
It's so gorgeous.
Upstate New York like that, I think, is one of the more beautiful places in the country.
I mean, and we just so lucked out with the weather. It's like.
Yeah, it's not so nice in the winter, maybe, but
no, it's chilly. So we did. I mean, I brought in some like industry people and did panels about the PR and business licensing.
You did a lot of work.
From Sony and
that's huge.
It was a lot of work, but it was so awesome. And at the end, people were like, "This changed my life."
Oh, that's great.
Because I think like women, they look at things differently. It was a very sort of like. Let your hair down, do your thing, supportive kind of thing. It wasn't like, it wasn't super girly.
You weren't sitting around baking and doing your nails.
We weren't baking. We did yoga in the morning, but...
Well, that's different than a guy hangout. We're having Bloody Marys and cursing our headaches in the morning.
Yeah. But it was awesome, and man, some of the women that came, too, were so incredibly talented.
So there's some guys here that know about it.
They know about it. I love that. I'm working on the next one on the West Coast. It's going to be on the West Coast this year.
Yeah, we could have Tal playing bass also. Tal Wickenfield.
She's so great.
Yeah, you know what? And this is really bad because it's going to sound like demeaning. I don't mean it that way. But she's just so cute.
She was at NAMM in January.
She was across the aisle from us 2 years in a row.
Her hair is awesome, speaking of hair.
She's really cute, and she's so, like, innocent, and got that sort of Australian or New Zealand sort of innocence. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm sure she can. But, I mean, when you talk to her, she's, hey, how are you?
I mean, bass playing wise.
Oh, yeah. No, she's a ridiculous player. Well, she was playing at one of those bass companies, you know, where the bass players just sat around playing chicken pot pie for 2 hours. You know, it's like, God, kill me. Yeah. And then she sat down and played beautiful musical lines and melodic movements and had movement and change and structure, and it was just gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. So it looks like, Dreamforce, groundbreaking keynotes from global business leaders. Wow. Very nice. Now, has Peter ever offered to hook you up with Cheryl?
You know, Peter has actually...
Because she's a lot more, like, sort of mellow and open.
He has hooked me up with Cheryl, and I actually got to see him play with Cheryl over the summer, which was awesome. The new band is amazing, isn't it? With him and Audley Freed. You know what? It was kick-ass. I told Peter, though, I saw him play at this... Because, that's his band. At this vineyard. This, like... Oh, like private gig? Venti vineyard. No, it was public, but it was like the tickets were like $300 or something. Yeah. So I said to him, like, oh, that was a nice, like, rich white people gig. But, I mean, they sounded fabulous. And it's so much different. Like, he sounded. Yeah. I actually only saw him play before, at NAMM, but also with Sarah, he's so much more mellow, you know. Yeah, he's much more esoteric with Sarah. Yeah. Well, that other guy in the band, Audley Freed, who played with the Dixie Chicks and, Black Crowes and all that stuff. When I was playing music in the South, Peter Stroud and Audley Freed were sort of in competition for being the two best guitar players in the South. And they're both from Greensboro, North Carolina. So there was this other band that Audley had called Cry of Love that was like the Allman Brothers meets Hendrix. And it was just sick. Yeah. So if we're on the road and we would see anything, Cry of Love playing in Charlotte next Tuesday, screw it. We're not going to Atlanta. Yeah. Drive to Charlotte. We'll sleep in the truck. We're going to go watch. Yeah. So these guys had this, but they're both really friendly, nice guys. Like Audley's just as nice as Peter. Yeah. And they had this really friendly competition, and having them both in the band, Audley's playing better than I've ever heard him, and Peter's playing better than I've ever heard him. The band sounds awesome. But he's, Fred Eltringham from the Wallflowers playing drums, and that guy's got a groove like a mile wide. He's like the modern day, Ringo. He's just he's got that lazy groove, and it's so sweet, like Stan Lynch had with the Heartbreakers or something, just mile wide. And then all the rest of the band are just fantastic. And she sounded... Well, that's the thing. Incredible. You know what I've noticed, and Peter kind of... And she was joking around. You could tell she was in a good mood, Right. Well, fun. She handed the whole band responsibility over to Peter, which he was always the MD, but she was always really hands-on. Yeah. And now the band was his band. He kind of offered him up to her, when she's trying to put the band back together. He's like, I got this great band over here. And she came to listen to them play and went, sold. You guys are fantastic. Oh, so it's the whole Big Hat. It's Big Hat. That band is Big Hat. I didn't realize that. It's Big Hat without their keyboard player. Yeah. Ike Stubblefield lives in New York. Yeah. And so you can just tell the weight's off her shoulders. She's extremely happy with the way it's a fresh sound for her. It's more rock and roll than it's ever been. I mean, they used to be sort of pop rock. Mm-hmm. And then now it's just, they sound like a greasy rock and roll band, and it sounds good. But I'd love to have Cheryl come. Well, let's work that out. Because she's here all the time. That'd be great. I'm actually, I don't know if I mentioned to you, I'm doing an event at the NAMM show for women. You just started to tell me, so tell everybody, because most of these guys will be at the NAMM show. Yeah, so I kind of thought, well, I've been in this industry for, I don't even want to tell you how long, like 30 years, and wow. I still feel like there's women out there that work in the industry, but we don't really know each other all that much, and I just kind of felt like I want to bring everybody together just to be supportive, get to know each other. We're going to do, I'm doing this event in partnership with New Bay Media, who's the publisher of Guitar World and Guitar Player. They own kind of everything, don't they? Every other awesome magazine in the U.S. Now, where are you going to do it at NAMM? It's going to be at the Marriott. Oh, cool. It's a breakfast on Friday morning. That way, it's before everybody's really hungover. Yes. But it doesn't interfere with the show because we're all like insane at the show. Yeah. So
well, Friday we're still alive.
Yeah, we're still alive on Friday, and we're going to be doing some awards to women in the industry. And I've got Holly Knight, who is a really amazing songwriter, producer.
Yeah.
In her own right, a great artist, and she's written tons of hit songs for Tina Turner and Aerosmith, and
there's a lot.
She's going to be honored, and she's going to speak.
Wow. Also, now that all these things are occurring to me, I should take you over to Henson.
Yes, you should.
Mainly to meet Wendy Melvoin, who's a ridiculously good songwriter. Like, she wrote Purple Rain.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
She was Wendy and Lisa from
yeah.
Prince's band.
Right.
And she and Lisa they write music for half the TV shows that you see, but her songwriting chops are just through the roof. Yeah. But she's also one of the most entertaining people to have a conversation with.
That'd be great.
And she cusses like a sailor, so I love that. But she's frighteningly intelligent and fast. And absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Wendy's over there. Of course, Lisa Fisher's there too. I'm
happy that you brought them up, because I actually wanted to talk to them about my next summit, which is going to be on the West Coast.
They'd love to be involved, and really they know every woman in the music business, and it's the kind of thing, if you had them sort of on your team, that would open a lot of doors for you. And but Wendy's just great, cool person too. She's also the one that played guitar on Favorite Mistake.
Oh,
the Cheryl song.
Yeah.
That whole record is Wendy Melvoin playing rhythm guitar.
Song.
She plays her ass off. She's such a good rhythm player. It's crazy. She's got feel for days. But that whole that no one can play correctly, including the guys in Cheryl's band. They play it really, really well, but they don't play it
in their own way.
Yeah. But Wendy can just go, and it's just greasy and beautiful. Maybe we could go over there after here. We'd go over and have lunch in Hollywood or something.
Yeah, so,
Because I can walk in and I can just call over there and we can get in. And, that would be cool. That'd be very fun.
Yeah, so I've got that event going at NAMM, and I'm actually...
These guys are writing really funny stuff.
Are they?
I know this guy is my friend Steven, and I cry at chick movies.
I can't see that far. You have a huge crush on Pat Benatar? Me too.
I did in high school.
If anyone knows how to contact Pat Benatar, hit me up, because I would pitch her in a second.
Steven, you don't drive a chick car. You've got a white Jag. It's kind of chick.
I would drive that.
Yeah.
I drive a mommy car, so.
Yeah. I have over 30 pairs of footwear. You guys are being sexist. And it's kind of funny.
Maybe they're just like reaching into their feminine side.
Well, see, now Eric Yar's getting into my sensitive spot. Linda Ronstadt was my big crush when I was a kid. In the 70s. Oh, that girl could sing, but she was so cute. So cute. She was my music business crush. Big. Even now, it's like she's 70 and not in good shape. It's still
awesome.
She still sings way above her head. So speaking of singing, it's 1:15. Did you want to sing a song?
I'll sing a song. I have to have my little cheat sheet.
You don't have
it's a
to.
Brand new song that I just wrote. No, I have to, because I actually told some of my fans that I was going to sing a song.
Oh, okay.
And I actually told them that I was going to finish this song so I could sing it today.
Oh, nice.
So I am going to do that, for better or for worse. So if I screw up, it's because it's brand new, but...
There you go. I'll give you the headphones, too.
Will it reach around over here?
So you can hear. Do you want me to put anything on your voice? You want a little reverb or something?
Yeah, I want some reverb.
Okay, I'll have to leave. I need the headphones for a second. Let me,
This is kind of a girly strap you got here, Dan.
I know. I have many girly straps. Hold on 1 second here. I need to push you at 3K.
I need my pick.
Where's my glasses? Let me make this sound like a singer. It's not really a singing mic, but we'll do our best.
This is pretty and clean. I'm like a girly.
Hang on 1 second. No, don't worry.
I'm a girly player. I'm a humble strummer.
I'm gonna push you at 3K. Go ahead and give me a little voice.
See if I can hear myself. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be frightening.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, we put a little compression on you.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be frightening. But stand up tall. And yeah. I don't want to sing too much. Preview.
Yeah, there you go.
Is this in tune? I can't tell.
Yeah, that's good.
We're okay.
Uh,
How about if I sing high? Am I going to max you out?
No, I got a little bit of a limiter on you, and
Okay.
I'm pushing you at 3K just so it sounds human. And I'm putting a little warm ambiance on you.
Warm ambiance. Nice.
Uh-huh. Hang on a second. All right. It's a little better. I can't get it too wet in here, unfortunately.
That's all right.
Just on the board.
Hey, when I demo, I record myself in my iPhone. So if I can stand listening to that, then
Yeah, that's how
okay.
Phil and Richie wrote that whole album on an iPhone.
It works.
They've downloaded one of those $5 apps.
It doesn't suck all that bad, honestly.
With the 4-track on it, and sat down with a guitar and like an iPod and a microphone and did it. Okay, see what that sounds like to you.
I can't hear the guitar though.
Gotta turn it up.
I did.
Is it all the way up? The volume?
All the way?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Hello.
Wait a minute. I forgot this light.
Ooh.
Ah.
Now I'm in the spotlight. You guys have no idea how many lights are on in here.
I know.
It's like light central. All
That's
right.
so we can make a webcam.
Let me
look human.
preface this song. I wrote this. I was actually thinking about my daughter when I wrote this song because she's going to go off to college soon.
Really? Your
Be on
kid's
her
going to college
own.
already? Oh.
Couple years, and we're actually talking about colleges
That
and stuff.
scares me so much. My daughter's 9. And
I know.
worry
It's.
about that.
I mean, she just turned 16, and she's driving, and she's
Oh, yeah.
thinking about film school and all kinds of fun stuff like that. So,
Is that feedback?
what?
Do you hear feedback?
No. It's
I have dog ears. I can actually hear dog whistles. Something is oscillating in here.
But then I went to the summit, and I was thinking about all these women at the summit who were so energized
Yeah.
by that. So I'm dedicating this song to them.
All right.
And I hope that they all tune in.
Right on, ladies and gentlemen, Laura Whitmore.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be frightening, but stand up tall. And yeah, some of these days you mind inviting your place incredibly small. Oh, don't you know, even though there'll be more waiting, more frustrations, don't you know if you're low, I'll be there. Oh yeah, let my love fill you up, let my love make you whole, let my love wrap you in its warm embrace and ease your weary soul. Let my love make you feel like you can breathe again. Let my love make you feel like you can let my love in.
How do you write all this?
Oh yeah. And yeah, you're searching for light in a world of blindness. Come on, let's begin. And yeah, there's no denying it's an uphill climb. The odds incredibly slim. Oh, don't you know, even though there'll be misdirection, imperfection, don't you know if you're low, I'll be there. Oh yeah. Hey, let my love fill you up, let my love make you whole, let my love wrap you in its warm embrace and ease your weary soul. Let my love make you feel like you can breathe again. Let you feel like you can let my love in. Hey. No. And if your night feels empty, and if your day seems gray, and if you're broken hearted, and if you lost your way, and if your hopes are shattered, oh darling, don't despair. I'll be there, I will be there. Let my love fill you up, let my love make you whole, let my love wrap you in its warm embrace and ease your weary soul. Let my love make you feel like you can breathe again. Let my love make you feel like you can let my love in. Let my love in. Let my love fill you up. Let my love make you whole. Let my love wrap you in its warm embrace and ease your weary soul. Let my love make you feel like you can breathe again. Let my love make you feel like you can let my love in.
Yay, very nice.
Thank you.
You get to see all the comments going here.
It's a world premiere.
We have...
France bacon.
That's it. I love it. So Troubadour Baby was the first one.
Ooh.
It's a songwriting place in LA. Josh, who always comes up with a winner on this show every time, says, You're an MILJW, a mom I'd like to jam with.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
I'll jam with you.
One said you're giving Cheryl a run for the money. Come on, Dancing Harmony. Girls and Telecasters. Uh-oh.
I play a Fender pawn shop guitar. 72 pawn shop.
Telly, don't you?
I have a Telly. I honestly don't play it all that often.
Oh, yeah.
Also like a semi-hollow thin line Telly.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice guitar.
Awesome. Oh,
but,
yeah.
But the funny thing is I tend to, like, the switch is in a weird place, and I tend to bang against it. And
yeah, it's got more of a Strat type switch, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I really like the other one because it's got two knobs, and it's easy.
Yeah, simple. The
and it feels good. And it has a nice neck, man.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Bravo, clapping. Real nice.
Yay,
nice voice.
thank
Let's
you.
get her some studio time. All right.
If anyone wants to donate studio time to me, I'd happily accept.
Well, I've got my Pro Tools right here.
Yeah, how'd you get that Pro? No, let's not go there.
That's right. Yeah, where's my update?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so I've been writing forever, and I actually recently, as Dan knows, just started playing electric, and I've been playing through my London Pro.
I know,
which is awesome.
So if you guys might have seen the article, so Laura.
Yes, if you go to guitarworld.com and you search Laura B. Whitmore, all my articles will come up.
Not that other.
No, not the no. She doesn't write for Guitar World, so you won't find her there.
Maybe you need to get a new stage name.
Yeah, what?
Like a pen name.
A new stage name.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to ask the audience what that should be.
No, they'll be gentlemen, sort of. Like something that's Googleable and unique.
That's right.
Spell your name Lawra.
That's it.
Laura.
Lola. How about Lola Whitmore?
Yeah, that's it. Lola Roxy Candy.
Lola.
Wow, that was good, Laura. That's great. I'm always so impressed by that because I can write music, but I can't write songs. So I have all these songwriter friends go, I have these great lyrics and sort of a melody. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll help you flesh it out. I went through, I think what probably could be correctly defined as a period of depression in 1988 because a girl broke up with me. So I had about 8 weeks of, my life is over, lost my record deal. I was just, when you're in your early 20s, you think, my entire life has been dedicated to this, since I was 19. And I got sad and I wrote this one little batch of songs that were actually good. I wasn't embarrassed to play them for somebody. And then I got happy again, 8 weeks later.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't write.
Then you're like, I had nothing to write about.
I couldn't write a song if you held a gun to my head.
I've got a a lot of depressing songs that I've written.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm trying to be positive now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It seems to be that people work out their angst and songwriting a lot, but I don't. I get in my car and I drive real far. I don't know. I just can't do it. But you need a riff, you want some chord changes, you want some structure, you want something I can do it. So it's great. She's sitting down with this 2 pages of lyrics, and I'll turn it into a rock song.
I was going to say, how many of you guys think me and Dan should write a song
together?
We'll
do the 65 version.
We'll rock it out.
Yeah. Play us one, Dan. No, you don't want to hear it.
Well, I have another new song that I wrote. I took a songwriting course through the Berkeley online school, which was actually pretty... You know what I liked about it? I mean, the teacher was awesome. Jimmy Kachulis wrote the course.
Yeah.
But also, it gives you a deadline. So, every week you have to write something, which you know how it gets. You're insane, right? So... Well,
also, you have to be willing to write shit.
Yeah, it's not all going to be good.
And that's my problem. Is if I start to write a song, first verse, I'm like, this is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't follow through. I'm too embarrassed. I get too humiliated.
And it's hard too because they'll give you okay, today you're going to write a verse refrain song. It's not going to have a chorus. It's going to have and so you have to write in this structure that they give you.
Yeah, I guess I should at some point force myself to do
But
that.
it was actually really great, and I got it's the third one I've taken.
That's so cool.
And I wrote some great songs from it, and one of the songs called Have a Little Faith, I'm actually recording with Joel Kosha from Collective Soul. He's working on that.
Hey, they're one of our customers
right
too.
now.
What's his name?
Yes.
The singer guy, Ed.
Ed, right.
Ed Roland.
Yeah, he's 65.
Yeah, he's one of our guys. Wow, that's cool. Yeah,
so,
those guys know what they're doing.
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
And I would play that song for you, but I haven't practiced it in a long time. So.
These guys are now embarrassing me. I improvised a Chuck Berry song here once on the show. God, I can't even remember it now. But instead of Go Johnny Go, it was Go Whitey Go, and it was I forgot what it came about, but it was I jumped in my SUV and ran down to the mall and got some tie-dye that I bought, and, all this sort of thing, and it was all just about white people.
Did it rhyme?
It was a good Chuck Berry thing. I'll have to look it up. I can't remember what was. I just totally came off the top of my head too. But do you guys remember the words to Go Whitey Go?
Go Whitey Go. Did you record it?
Yeah, it's on one of the shows. Maybe I'll get spanked by Chuck Berry's publishing company or something.
Yeah, you will. Don't say that out loud.
Give us another one with reverb. Well, you can sing another song if you want. It is 1:20, so we need to wrap up.
I could sing one more song maybe, and then we're gonna
sing a song.
All right, so this is
a song. It takes all the pressure off of me.
Okay, I'll sing you one song. I don't have. Oh, I do have a cheat sheet.
Ooh. Now, Laura, you said a bunch of your friends are on here now this time.
Well, if they're not on right now, they're going to be watching later because all the women that went to the summit. I told them I'm going to finish my song and play it here, so they're gonna be checking it out now or later. But this song is a song that I wrote because I had the opportunity to record a song on the John Lennon tour bus.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
how was that thing? I've seen that name for a decade.
It's pretty unbelievably killer.
It's just really full out deck studio in there.
Holy crap! Yeah, and they go to a lot of schools and they bring kids in and let them record a song and do all this great stuff.
Really?
So they were in my town at my daughter's school. And I was invited to come.
Wait a minute.
Do a recording.
The John Lennon tour bus came to your daughter's school?
Yes.
How does one arrange that?
Well, we knew somebody.
Oh. Okay.
But they go to a lot of schools throughout the country. I
want them to come to my kid's school.
If you want them to come to your kid's school, I might know someone for you to talk to because
it's an elementary school, so.
Well, they don't generally do elementary.
Yeah.
When your kid gets to middle school, then we'll talk.
Oh yeah, I would love.
But anyway, so I was able to go on the bus and record a song and they shot a video too, which was mortifying because I had like they're shooting you and you don't have any control over the camera angles or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was cool because I wrote an article about my experience for Guitar World, and the video's up on my YouTube. YouTube.com/Laura B. Whitmore.
Laura B. Whitmore.
And so, anyhow, so this is the song. And this was also a song that I literally finished like 2 days before I went in. I guess I like that pressure. That pressure of...
Yeah, you like being just kind of jumping off the high dive?
Yeah, I was like, all right, I need this song. I'm going to do it. Here we go. I got to finish it.
There's no way in the world I would stand up and let someone film me a song that I wrote. I would just die. I'll sit up and sing anything else for hours, but I don't know why I can't do it.
Okay. See if I remember this one. I play this one with my band. I have a band called the Summer Music Project. We play sporadically.
In the summers?
We play not just the summer. We actually didn't play it all this summer. We were all traveling. And
it's like Cheryl's thing, the Tuesday Night Club. That first record was called the Tuesday Night Club. That was actually the name of her band.
Oh, well, there you go.
And then the label said, let's just call it Sheryl Crow. One of those classic stories.
I don't want to win. I don't want to lose. I don't know which side of the road to choose. Feel like moving on. Feel like coming home. I realize I'm not afraid to be alone. Decisions help me to decide. Do I take the bumpy road with the heavy load or the uphill climb? And don't take it easy on me. Don't take it easy on me. Don't make it easy for me to walk away and cry in your coffee later. You better stand up straighter. Don't take it easy on me. Fight for the one you love.
This is the girl who does our marketing right here.
I wanna get it done. I wanna take my time. I don't know which way to the finish line. Do I close my eyes or do I face the sun? Realize I'm just so tired of feeling numb. Decisions help me to decide. Do I take the status quo, the I don't know, or the great divide? And don't take it easy on me. Don't take it easy on me. Don't make it easy for me to walk away and cry in your coffee later. You better stand up straighter. Don't take it easy on me. Fight for the one you love.
Okay, well, that's a nice compliment.
Hey. Don't hold back and don't let go. And don't think twice. Don't say I told you so. And don't give up. And don't give in. And don't hold back. 'Cause I don't want to win. I don't want to lose. I don't know why I feel the need to choose. Feel like moving on. Feel like coming home. I realize that I don't want to be alone. No, I don't want to be alone. Whoa, so don't take it easy on me. Don't take it easy on me. Don't make it easy for me to walk away and cry in your coffee later. You better stand up straighter. Don't take it easy on me. Fight for the one you love. For the one you love. For the one you love.
Very nice. Yay! Wow, well done, Laura.
Thank you. Yeah, so I like that
You're
song.
getting
It's a
big
good one.
A's here, too. Yay.
Anyhow, so thank you, Dan, for
Thank you, Laura.
inviting me to
I
come on
love
your
this.
show.
Not only are you the first female guest we've had, that you're the first one to sing your own material.
Oh, get out of here.
First one to sit here and just like, I'm going to do a song for you. You fellas sit down and shut up. I like
and you
that.
know, one day I should come back and just talk about marketing because
Yes.
if you do go up on Guitar World, I wrote this article about musicians' websites because as a writer, it was my pet peeve that I wanted to write about somebody and there was no photo, no video link, their bio wasn't there, all this stuff.
Yeah, we don't have a bio on ours.
Well.
We have a Wikipedia page you can go to.
You don't have an about page?
I don't know, let's look. I don't remember now.
But anyway, so I wrote this article about, websites 101, like some things every band should have on their website. And I'm trying to spread that gospel because you don't want some journalist to go to the next guy because you don't have a picture.
That's right.
Stuff like that.
Let me see. We have an about page, but is there...
Once upon a time, Dan Boul
about
made an amp.
Amps.
No, you're right. All right.
You can just take our Wikipedia page and stick it in there.
Do you know I update Dan's website? That's why he's telling me this here on,
the collective you, we, us.
We do it together.
One, you could do these
You know what? Next week when you go back on Dan's site, there'll be an about section.
Yeah.
And
we're on Wikipedia, and you wrote that, didn't you? You wrote our Wikipedia.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
And I gave myself a photo credit.
Oh, right on.
Why not? I took the picture with Peter. But anyhow, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so one day we'll talk more about marketing and PR and other stuff.
We got to update this, too.
There's always more stuff, yeah.
It doesn't have the producer or the new... Or the Ventura.
See, because I forgot that I wrote it.
I know.
Well, I can go in and do that next week, too.
Hey, all right.
And we'll be totally up to date.
And I guess the other thing we should talk about is that neither of us are going to be at the AMP show.
No, we're not.
In 2 weeks, and apparently some other people aren't, too. But so if you guys are coming to LA to go to the AMP show, we are not going to be there. I'm going to be in Puerto Rico. And so the LA AMP show. So I'll spill the beans a little bit because it's not really a secret anymore. Word's gotten around, but I'm going to Puerto Rico to have initial meetings about building a tube factory to make vacuum tubes because I'm tired of sitting around and bitching about them. So I wrote a business plan about 8 years ago to do this. And we had this little thing, what was it called? Worldwide Global Economic Shit. I cuss, I'm sorry. It's all guys here, they don't care. See, watch. If you're offended by cuss words, say something now. Watch, nobody. They're mad that I don't cuss more. I get all these notes like, man.
Dan, why don't you cuss more?
Well, they're like, you can be real, man. It's fine. Works for Bill Maher and all these other people.
I'm not going to cuss because I want my daughter to watch this.
Yes, I know. Well, my kids watch this too, and they're like, Daddy, you got potty mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. What's funny is like, my parents were really strict about cussing, so I cuss like a sailor. And then I cuss appropriately, if that's possible, around my kids. Like, I never cuss at them. But, if I bonk my head, I walk down the hallway going, shit!
Yeah.
And they don't cuss at all. Like, because I think they're so grossed out by me cussing.
Anyhow.
But anyway, tubes. So it doesn't mean I'm starting a factory or anything like that. All it means is
it's an investigation.
I have a lot of really good meetings with people with money, people with land, at the University of Puerto Rico, which has a really cool robotics school, and the governor's office in Puerto Rico. Don't
cuss while you're there, okay?
I won't. I don't even know how to cuss in Spanish. A little bit. I know how to cuss a little bit. I don't know how to do it eloquently, though. What is that? I thought Ustream would censor that. Oh, Scheisse? No, not in German. Yeah, you can cuss in German. It's fine. Ah, du Scheisse, du. But, yeah, I might drink some rum when I'm there. But, so that's where I'm going to be. Also, it doesn't appear that the AMP show is going to be a big one this year. So we kind of...
Dan's on a mission.
This is more important.
To make tubes better for all mankind.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is some selfish reasons for doing the tubes.
Hey, I think if you made tubes better for all mankind,
I think it would make the world a better place.
I'm all for that.
You know, and I have a lot of humble theories, and one of which is that the guitar has sort of been relegated to a background instrument because the world supply of tubes has been horrible for 30 years. So when you're Marshall, when you're Fender, when you're Vox, you have to build to the lowest common denominator because that's all you can guarantee you're going to get. And so they've had to compromise amps because everyone at Marshall, everyone at Fender, everyone at Vox knows how to build a killer amp. I'm not doing anything they can't do. I don't have any magic at all other than I have enough insanity to actually try to do it. But at a large scale, it doesn't work, and it's because of tubes. And I know for a fact that if Fender, Marshall, and Vox had access to good tubes, they would design better amps. And I also know that 90% of their customer service involved with amps is tubes.
Which say they throw away a lot less tubes.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, Fender went as far to buy groove tubes just so they could sew up one of the supply chains for tubes because they couldn't get tubes. They were scrambling. I mean, I used to go to the amp show, and the guys from Fender, you know, first thing they do is come into my room and close the door and go, dude, we need to get tubes. Where can we get tubes? I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. But yeah, 47% of tubes these days are
47% of the population wants better tubes.
47%, no, 47%.
So they think the government should give it to them.
They think they're entitled to better
That's
tubes.
That's right.
But you know what? They're right.
I know 100% of the population is entitled to better tubes.
They are entitled to better tubes. All of you guys are entitled to better tubes. I'm entitled to better tubes. You know, but I mean, I've had discussions with people like engineers at hi-fi companies. And they're like, yeah, if we had good tubes, you'd be buying tube stuff at Best Buy. But, you know, Sony or Denon or JVC or Onkyo or whomever, they're not going to build anything they can't sell a couple 100,000 units of. Where are you going to get enough tubes for 200,000 hi-fis?
Enough good tubes.
Well, yeah, exactly. So they just can't do it. Oh, look at Eric really going crazy in German. Yeah, there's the screen back. So, yeah, jokingly right now, I've registered the name 65 Glass. So, it is my intellectual property. So
you'll keep us posted, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's interesting things going on in Puerto Rico.
Are you going to bring your camera to Puerto Rico and broadcast from there?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm going to be in meetings all the time. I'll definitely update everything on Facebook. And if I can get good Wi-Fi, I'm going to take my iPad. So hopefully that'll be good enough to broadcast from. I tried broadcasting from Norway with my iPad.
Oh.
And it was funny. We were in this room where Lars Haugen was going to play. And I set up and I broadcasted, hey, we're here doing sound check. And it worked really well. And then 300 people came in with their iPhones.
Oh.
And I had no bandwidth whatsoever. Because they're all like, taking pictures. And 65 Glass. What's going on in PR? Well, I'm just having meetings with some folks. And
secret meetings.
Yeah, it's kind of secret. The problem is everybody knows that I'm looking to do this, and it's people have overheard it. So I'm kind of a little bit down the path with these guys. 65 Glass can branch out into bongs as well.
Paraphernalia.
Yeah, hey, you know, this didn't work as a tube. That is so bad, Josh. You are going to hell.
Yeah, what is up?
And I'll be there with you. Because you know the house band's going to be great in hell. But that's a whole nother conversation. So that's where I'm going to be during the AMP show. So if you come there looking for me, I will not be there. And it seems like it's going to be a different crowd this year. So let's not keep talking about that, kid gloves. These guys are writing very raunchy things.
We're not going to talk about that.
So I will be available, and I will be around. Just not going to be at the AMP show. But
But we're going to name the new amp. And
we're going to name the new amp, and you will be able to order it for holiday delivery starting October 1st, and which is 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Holy moly.
Plus 2 weeks from Monday is October 1st, I think. So you'll be able to order this amp. We'll give it a name. You'll know that before I leave for Puerto Rico.
And if you want Reverb, add an extra $500.
For the Reverb, it's $500 and an extra 6 months.
You'll get it for the holidays 2013.
You'll get it for July 4th. I promise Independence Day delivery on the Reverb units. El Diablo, yeah, I don't know.
No, that's for the metal amp. Could be.
Yeah, there's nothing Diablo-ish about this other than it's hot and spicy. But
Caliente.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, El Pompadoro is pretty cute, but yeah, some of those San Francisco references actually kind of worked for me.
Embarcadero.
Embarcadero. See, the problem is in 47% of the country, they won't be able to pronounce that.
I know.
They'll go, it's the what? When can you name the pros who have bought it? Oh, I can tell you right now. Two of them I can mention right now is David Ryan Harris and Lars Haugen. And then there's another guy who just bought one in here the other day, Tiburon. I thought about that. There's a Korean car named Tiburon. I mean, I like Marin quite a bit. Yeah, I could do the Castro.
Marin and San Francisco are not the same thing.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I know.
I live in San Francisco, I'm telling you.
No, I know. I mean, it's like, I guess I could call it Oakland, and people go, that's not San Francisco.
Too.
Yeah, Marin's a little bit posh, very posh.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's beautiful, but
yeah, Big Sur. Yeah, there's. What was it?
The Monterey. Oh wait, we have that already.
No, what was the Clint Eastwood's bar in Carmel? Carmel's not a bad name either, but people are going to say Carmel.
Carmel.
It's like
Carmel is delicious.
Carmel is delicious. Nob Hill, the George Lucas, the Spago, the Hog's Breath Saloon. That was Clint Eastwood's bar in Carmel. I went there when it was the Hog's Breath. It'll do well in Alabama with that. But, the Hog's Head. Yeah, Tony. So David Ryan Harris, who you guys know from John Mayer's band, and he's out playing with Richie Sambora right now. And he bought it, and so did Lars Haugen. And there's a couple other guys I can't mention yet. But guy who was in just yesterday bought one, Troy Castro, who's with the Raconteurs. And he's out with Nas now, like hip-hop band.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. So he just paid for one. Fisherman's Wharf, the Ghirardelli.
You might have a problem with that one.
The Market Street Shuffle, yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of good. I actually like the Golden Gate. I thought that was just kind of obvious, but, it's like...
Maybe.
It's a little, maybe, you could misinterpret that, I guess.
Am I going to have to make a logo that looks like a bridge?
What's that naked beach there? Baker Beach? We'll call it Baker Beach. We went there last weekend.
Were you naked?
No, I was fully clothed, but it was like there was a 30-mile-an-hour wind, and it was 55 degrees, and it was fog rolling in to the bay, and it was just unbelievably cold.
Yeah.
The Alcatraz. Yeah, we left L.A. It was 100 degrees, and I was freezing in San Francisco.
It's been chilly in the city. I live East Bay. It's hot, but
right. Yeah. Yeah, we were there. I mean, I think it got up to 65 or 66 degrees.
65.
Exactly. Yes. The Burling game. Yeah, I don't know. The Walnut Hills. The Contra Costa County.
We're going to think on this a little bit.
The Mariner. Antioch. Yeah, it doesn't have to be I was up there. I really enjoyed San Francisco. And I thought, okay, we've named them all some California references. They've all been sort of Southern California references. So maybe a Northern California one's good because it's like, man, it's that big Bay Area clean sound that all those guys like. And you couldn't tell today because Ustream is all effed up, but it's actually big, clean sound. And then the distortion's great, of course. The bridge. Maybe just the bridge. Maybe it's just that simple and obvious. Because...
Yeah, there you go.
Simplicity is
I'm
the
all for
ultimate
that.
simplification. We just call it the amp.
I kind of like the bridge.
The bridge. Maybe it's good. The big bottom. Yeah. Now we're getting into Spinal Tap references. Yes. Where's that confounded bridge? Right. The bridge might increase.
How about the BART? You can call it the BART.
BART. Oh, yeah, that's good. I like that. BART. It's like Bart and Bart Simpson. Lars H. don't need a new 65. He can't remember those he already has. That's true. Lars has everything. You know where he uses them all in the Hellbillies, but he and his brother own the best recording studio in Oslo. And they're all there for people to record with. Velvet Recording in Oslo is amazing. You seen those videos of his band?
Yeah,
that's in their studio.
A couple of them, yeah.
And man, it's huge. I mean, the live room in there is about as big as our shop.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like 2,000 square feet, I think. And then they have 3 studios there. That's the big one, and they have apartments there. So like bands come out there and live. Yeah, if they're going to record a record, they've got like 4 bedrooms out there, and so the bands can come out. And one of them has bunk beds, you know, so they can all crash. And but the Hellbillies do that too. They go out there and work on a record and don't want to drive back into Oslo, so they just crash out there. But yeah, these guys are so successful in Scandinavia. Yeah, they're completely humble and cool. He knows the bay. What's those islands off the coast?
Off the coast of where?
I don't know. By San Francisco? You talking about down here? Pacifica? Yeah. Channel Islands. That's down here by Santa Barbara.
I'm like, there's islands in San Francisco?
Yeah. Other than Alcatraz.
Not that I know of.
Yeah. Do they need another brother? Yeah, they got a lot of brothers. There's lots of Haugans. It's a big family. Just Lars and Aslaug are the 2 rock stars. You're part Norwegian. Okay, well. I'll bring that up to America and see what happens. Well, anyway, I think we should go ahead and go on, because these guys, it's so funny. I always make this joke, like, I got to go to lunch. I'm getting ready to die, unless one of you guys wants to order a pizza and have it delivered here. And this guy, Eric Yar, that's on here, like 3 weeks ago, he just comes walking in with a pizza because he lives over in Sherman Oaks. He had this big, giant pizza, and he's like, now, keep talking.
That's so funny.
Matchless has an Avalon. Yeah, Avalon is the city on Catalina. Curses. I'd love to hear that. Okay, yeah, we'll do some AV next time. We got a few conversations going on here. Well, we have a really nice crowd today, Laura. You're really good for ratings.
Yeah.
It's decreased now because we got into the bullshit chit chat.
You should have me come back, right?
Come back anytime you want. You're always welcome here. Absolutely. Do you recognize any of these handles as your
gosh,
friends?
I can't see that far.
Jamie Woodson. I'm trying to think where you can see the names. Most of these people at Motion Path. I like that.
I know them all, right, guys? No.
Rick 007, Stratman 2. Gang, 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 Stratman.
I don't know what people call themselves. I know their real names.
Yeah. It's funny because half these people are end up being people that I know too, and they're like, yeah, I was on there and I was, handing the jar.
Well, I'll tell you a secret, because my screen name is Laughing Lemon.
Oh, really?
Have you ever seen Laughing Lemon?
Have you been on here as Laughing Lemon?
I might have. I don't know. Not today, obviously.
Wow, that's good. I like that a lot. That's good.
Yeah.
I always go on
Sweet and tart.
I always go on with the most inappropriate name I can think of. Stalin. But, well, I mean, I think 47% of people expect to have a made-up name.
Yes.
The other 47.
They expect the government to make up one for them.
That's right. They expect the government to assign a name. I got to tell you, I'm a pretty politically neutral guy, but that just hurt. That just hurt.
Well, we're not going to talk about politics.
I'm not going to talk about politics. I'm just saying my own. I was just like, that hurts. That just hurts. And so we will feel free to peddle that as a joke here on the show forever. And I want 47% of you people to agree with that. But next time a concert in the shop, you know what? If I could mic everything up. Because I had Peter and Lars here last week, and they had to switch the guitar back and forth. And those two guys should be playing together.
I have some extra mics I'll send you.
I got plenty of mics. It's hard because I have to, you gotta put 2 amps in here.
Oh.
And then run them. You like my patch bay that I made? That's the hole in the wall.
Yeah, nice.
I'd have to make another hole in the
Dan
wall.
would make holes in his walls for you.
I would do that. Oops, the chat sometimes goes all the way to the top. Concert in the shop. There you go, the 47. I need 47% of Dan's hair. Well, I can tell you that 47% of my hair is not on my head. I'm just going to say.
I don't want to talk about that either.
When you have a full head of hair like that,
you're one hairy guy then.
it doesn't stop at the roof. 47% of Dan's wall has a whiteboard on it. Yeah, that's perfect. Barking Irons. Troy plays guitar. I like that. Troy, it's good. Chit Chat Guitars and Women. All-time winner combo. Yeah. Well, Laura's pretty fun to have around. And she's being such...
I'm behaving today.
You're being such a lady here because you're worried your children are going to watch this, aren't you?
Yeah, usually I'm one of the guys, but...
Yeah, because Laura hangs out with us at NAMM. And it's when you hang out.
You guys don't scare me. Your guy hang thing.
We're relatively very much gentlemen when you're around.
I can tell.
Yeah, we try.
I have it's the same thing at Guitar World. They're like they tone it down a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But anyhow.
Press releases rock. Thanks for everything, Laura. What does that mean?
Good. He likes my press releases.
I'm hauling ass to Puerto Rico before Dan gets there. Then what? Hey, if you want to be down in Puerto Rico, I will meet you. I'm staying in Rincon, which is like, it's in the Beach Boys song, when they go surfing USA, they mention Rincon. Oh. But it's like,
go surfing?
It's like the Malibu Pacific Palisades.
Oh, nice.
Marin County of
Puerto
Rico.
Puerto Rico?
And
I like Puerto Rico.
Man, I love it. I mean, San Juan is just kind of a city, but the island looks just like Grand Cayman or Jamaica or something. Yeah. It's incredible. It's beautiful. Wendy and I went there for our makeup honeymoon. As I already told you, we got married the weekend before 9/11, so we got married September 8th. So Osama bin Laden and Diane messed up our honeymoon. So then we kind of had life and we had a baby and all these things. And so let's go do our honeymoon again. And so we went to Puerto Rico because we found some smoking deal on it. And all we did, we were on the coast, and the resort had its own little island, like little dot, Gilligan's Island kind of island.
Yeah.
And you could see St. Thomas from the coast where we were. And we just slept in, ate the buffet, went to the little island, passed out in the sun all day long, came back over to the coast, washed up, had dinner, drinks, went to bed for a week.
That sounds awesome.
It was the best vacation ever. But the Gilligan, it's a good name for the amp, isn't it?
The Gilligan.
The Gilligan.
Only if you want to be goofy.
The little buddy.
The little buddy.
The little buddy.
All right, I'm starving now.
Yeah, me too. We got to go. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Okay, last call for any questions, thoughts, ideas. The Ginger and the Marianne. Isn't there something weird about that show, though?
There's a lot of things weird about that show. Well,
there's these comedians in town that are always talking about how, most screenwriters for television shows are gay. It's, at least 47% of them are. And, but there's a strong gay, and they have...
I'm like, oh, really?
But they have this thing, they like to put sort of gay themes into the show without people knowing it. But back then, you couldn't be openly gay at all. Completely verboten. So they had all these shows that were completely written by gay people. And if you knew that, it would change the way you thought of it, like Bonanza. Mm-hmm. It's like 4 guys live alone on a ranch. None of them have girlfriends. And they're all in amazing shape and really well-groomed and all these sorts of things. And then Gilligan's Island was the other one. Like the Skipper and Gilligan always shared a tent. And, the professor was single, but he didn't care about Ginger and Marianne. Yeah. It was, and then, the straight people on the show, were the old people. And of course, they were complete idiots. And, just that kind of thing. I thought it was really funny. They're really very funny. I mean, you're on a desert island with Ginger and Marianne and 3 men. Nothing ever happened once. That's not possible.
That was off camera.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Yeah. But I tell you, I tried to commit suicide the other day. I jumped off my wallet. Okay, Lion. Now I think Apple would sue me for that. Okay, guys, we've really degraded down into low class conversation now, and that's my fault. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and we'll see you next week. I will be here. I will not be here the week after that because I'll be in Puerto Rico. Ooh. Very nice. But thank you, Laura. And thanks so much for playing your songs. They were fantastic.
My pleasure.
That's very generous of you. I know it's scary to sit and into a little black box. And
I was like, I wonder how weird it's going to be to have no real audience, but you were my audience.
I was your audience. So I'm smiling and clapping, and these guys were typing in yays and take her to the troubadour.
This is all right. I'm okay with this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. And we're going to go eat because we are technically starving. At least, yeah, okay, I was going to make another bad 47% reference.
We're 40% starving.
I'm 47% dying over here.
But you're 53% living, that's good.
Yes, as long as the balance
I'm an optimist.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, guys, well, thank you so much again, and thank you again, Laura.
Thanks.
And Wizard needs food, yeah, right. That's right. It's late at night in Norway right now. We didn't do this while you're here, but we've got about 4 continents on here.
Awesome.
There's tons of Europeans. We get people in Asia, lots of people in South America, all over North America, of course. So it's a nice crowd. It's very good. All right, gentlemen, have a good week, and we will see you soon. Take care.